Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to Prosperity Health Hub. Today we have a great topic to discuss. Now, I have a question for you. Would you trust Bill Gates' appeal on your fruits or on your vegetables? Would you trust it? Well, Dr. Eric, he did break it down to us and he helped us to understand the appeal that is on the fruits and vegetables. All right, so let's get into it.
Today, we're going to talk about Bill Gates' appeal and if it's safe. I did a pretty thorough research on Google to see if it was safe. And as I was reading the pages, it looked really safe. In fact, it's been thoroughly fact checked. So we know it's probably going to be safe and we don't need to look any further until I took one additional look at the ingredients of this appeal. And one of the things that was listed is his 99.34% of this product is listed as other ingredients. Other ingredients? It doesn't tell you what's in it. So right there is a big red flag. There's no transparency. We do know that.
Okay. Did you guys hear what he said? He said about 99.34% of this product is other ingredients, and about 0.66% is what exactly? So an appeal is supposed to be safe, it's supposed to be protected, and we are finding out that there are more ingredients and other ingredients that we may not be aware of. But let's see what Dr. Eric has to say.
There are mono and diglycerides in there, which I'm going to talk about, but we don't know what else is in this product. Now, first of all, what is a mono or a diglyceride? It's a emulsifier. What's an emulsifier? It's something that helps to mix two things together. And I was able to look at the patents in this appeal product and really kind of see more about the manufacturing process because they're using solvents in this process. And then they'll put in a metal like palladium and then put it under high heats with hydrogen. So it's like a fat like substance that they're using, but they could be making this partially hydrogenated product, which is trans fats. That's
Okay. So Dr. Eric just mentioned solvents, which is in the product appeal of Bill Gates. All right. So different solvents can affect your health in different ways. High airborne concentration of some solvents can cause unconsciousness. Now, this is based on research, and it can also cause death. All right, so exposure to lower level of solvents can lead to short-term effects, including irritation of the eye, your lungs and your skin, headaches, nausea, dizziness, and light headaches. So this is what solvents can do to your body. This type of ingredients, it's not good. And it should not be in your products, especially your fruits and your vegetables, right? So there can also be long-term effects according to research, and the long-term effect can be caused due to repeated exposure and of particular solvents. All right, so this may include liver, kidney, or neurological disease. So if you are unsure on what type of solvents is in your food, or you don't know what type of solvents is contained in your product, you should check the product label and ask your supplier for a safety data sheet. This is very important. And I also heard Dr. Eric mentioned metals. Now, any type of metals aren't good to digest inside of your body. Heavy metal poisoning occurs when microscopic molecules of metals accumulate over time, and when it accumulates in your body, it does a lot of harm. So again, a lot of red flags with this appeal. But let's listen to some more of what Dr. Eric has to say.
how they make trans fats. They're actually adding hydrogens. It's called hydrogenation. And when you look a little bit more into this, you see that there's also traces of cadmium, lead, mercury, and arsenic. I'm like, what? But they're in very small amounts, and they say that it's safe because it's below the certain standards that they use. But my question is like, if you're consuming these chronically over time, have they ever done safety studies on that? They also add polyethylene glycol. I mean, isn't that the stuff they use in antifreeze? And these two
Okay. So already it's a red flag, and this is a product I definitely would not use or would not consume after what I am hearing. All right. So it contains lead. So condemn lead, mercury, all of these ingredients are not good for the body, and it's not safe. And children are at higher risk of heavy metal poisoning because their bodies are still developing, and they are more sensitive to the harmful effects of heavy metals. And Dr. Eric just said it, like, if you are consuming these heavy metals all the time and in a long period of time, it will have an effect on your body, and it will cause a lot of harm instead of good. So you always want to be aware of what you are eating. All right. And you may wonder, why are you getting sick or why you're feeling this way? It is because of what you're eating. Watch out and pay attention to what you're eating.
solvents, for example. So are they toxic? Well, they said that they take them out. But my other question is like,
Hmm.
what chemical do you use to take those solvents out? And are those chemicals clean? They don't tell you. I did a video on this. This is the industry's loophole. They can do their own safety studies, submit them to the FDA, get them approved. In fact, trans fats at one time were considered generally recognized as safe until they found out they weren't safe. And also, if you have less than a half of a gram of trans fats, the FDA says you can round it down to 0 trans fats. But what was really interesting is this point that if you classify something like this as an emulsifier and not as a lipid, which is a fat, you're exempt from the FDA's ban of trans fats. Amazing. Now, there's also another controversy over whether this Apeel is really a coating or a fungicide, because both the EPA and the Organic Materials Review Institute says that it's a fungicide used after harvest. But Apeel advertises this as a protective coating. So there's a lot of problems with this product. We don't know if they added carrageenan in there, which creates a lot of problems for people. And some of the other edible coatings that they use are things like beeswax, which I think is a lot better, but they also use like shellac. I mean, don't they use shellac in woodworking, staining, or sometimes they'll put that on your nails? Is that safe? And then also sometimes they'll use paraffin wax, which is made from petroleum, which actually is flammable. So I learned a lot about these coatings that they're apparently putting on our fruits and vegetables, especially if you bring these fruits or vegetables home and you want to clean them off, right? So if you have this Apeel coating around it, how are you
Yeah. So, how can you clean of these chemicals on top of your fruits and vegetables? I find it very hard. Even if you were to like take out the skin of these vegetables, of these fruit, I feel like these coating, these Apeel, it's still inside. It travels inside of your fruit. So again, how can you really clean your products when they have so much toxic on top of your fruits and vegetables? I guess there's a way, but let's look into what more does Dr. Eric has to
going to
say.
take the pesticides out if it's conventional? Now, they do have an organic version, but sometimes with these organic products, you don't know if those are any safer. Personally,
Mm.
I am not going to be buying my fruits or vegetables with a peel because, first of all, you can't clean it off, but you can actually maybe cut the peel off. But where is all the nutrition? Most of the nutrition is in the peel. So it's going to be really hard to take out any pesticides, insecticides, or any microbes. I mean, who knows if there's E. coli or salmonella? There's been outbreaks on that. But if you put that coating on there, that could actually seal that microbe in there. So as you can see, I have a lot of issues with this Apeel. You might want to just buy fruits or vegetables that don't have this coating. And yes, they might go bad a little bit quicker, but at least you can wash them off with something more natural. If you want to know how to do that, you should watch this video.
So, did you find this video very informative. Did you find any great information in this video? I know I did, and I sure want to thank Dr. Eric for breaking it down to us. And would you trust Bill Gates' appeal on your fruits and vegetable? Let me know. Let's talk about it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video right here. We sure did learn a lot today, and I hope that you do your research on this appeal and do practice safety for your health and for your family's health as well.